Let's take a look at the chart action for Bitcoin. Okay, so here's what I was looking at. We had this uptrend going up like this. We broke it going to the downside right here. After that, I set up the Fibonacci retracement from the top of the trend to the bottom of the trend, or the bottom to the top, should I say. And then the thing that I was watching is these Fibonacci retracement levels, something like that. We didn't come down and hit any of them. We actually stayed right here at this 23% level. I talk about this on the buying and selling video, how sometimes these trend lines don't work out. When we break them, they don't work out perfect. Sometimes it just bounces on the red line and we just get a bounce and we keep going up. In my opinion, this is actually a pretty good signal for Bitcoin. What I was saying yesterday is if we could break out of this Fibonacci box and break this top right here, then I'm thinking that it's going to be a good signal and we're probably going to head to the next resistance level. So let's go ahead and switch to the daily time frame. Let's go ahead and delete everything because the spots that I was looking at are this one right here. Let's do a horizontal red line, something like this. I was saying if we could break out of this zone, then I think this zone, let's do control copy, and I think we're heading to this zone if we could break out of that first one. So the next spot that I'm looking at is 50,938 approximately, give or take. You could also argue it goes up to the wicks at around 52,156, but I like watching the bodies on this. Anyways, like I said, if we could break out of this little zone right here, then I'm looking at maybe this little spot or this spot in general. There's more resistance right here. So I don't know. In general, I'm kind of targeting this 50,900 area now that we're breaking out of this one. And like I said, we had this little top right here. It does look like we're kind of breaking it right now. It does look like we're also having trouble with it. Let's go ahead and draw it back. We had this trend line. The trend line was like this. I drew the Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to the top here. Something like that. Like I said, it does look like we're still having trouble with it, but in my opinion, we have broken it twice right now. It still looks like we're having trouble with it, so I don't know. It looks like, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see if we could really break out of it. But once we really break out of this, then I think this is a good signal that we're heading to this next level around 50,900. There's a couple other things that we can look at as well. Let's go ahead and delete everything. Let's look at the moving averages. So we have this 9 moving average right here. We're on the 4-hour time frame. We're on the top of this 4-hour time frame, 9 moving average. If we switch to the daily, we're on top of the daily 9 moving average. We broke above it right here. Ever since then, it's been good. If we jump over to the weekly, here is a big signal that I've been looking at for a while, and I've been talking about this on my channel. Once we could break above this weekly 9 moving average, then I think this is one of the big things that I've been looking for. This is kind of goes along with if we go back to the daily time frame, and then we have resistance, resistance, resistance. These are the two things that I was mainly watching. We broke this downtrend going to the upside, and then the other thing I was waiting for is for us to break above this weekly 9 moving average right here. Look what I mean. When we broke above it right here, we got support on it. When we broke below it, we got rejected on it. Hopefully we can stay above this, close above this. We still have 3 days and 7 hours to pretty much stay above this. It looks like it's sitting around 43,656. So I think if we could stay above 43,600, let's say approximately, then I think that's going to be our good signal that we're holding support on this moving average. Maybe it can hold support and push us to the upside like it has in the past. Check it out. We broke above it, boom. Broke above it back here, bull run. When we break below it, that's not a good signal. And we broke below it right here, but now it looks like we tested it, and we tested it last week. Now we broke through it this week. Let's see if we can stay above it and then push to the upside. In general, I just think this was one of this breaking this trend line and then breaking this weekly moving average are one of the bigger things that I was really looking at. If we switch over the monthly time frame, oh, this is interesting. I hadn't really been paying attention to this. We're underneath the monthly 9 moving average. That is interesting. So this looks like we're really testing it right now, right at this 46,000 level. Maybe if we could break above this, then we could even probably be looking at 61. So that's kind of, I mean, according to this chart, that's what I would be thinking. If we broke above this right here at around 40, what is it? Maybe I would say like 46. Let's kind of zoom in and really see what we're looking at. 46,333 approximately. If we could break above that level, then I would probably be looking at something like that. But yeah, it's interesting that we're still below on the monthly 9 moving average. I didn't see that till just now. Either way, I really like the way we're doing this, because this is the first signal. The first one we had to do was the daily. Did the daily. Now we had to do the weekly. Did the weekly. Now we need to come in and hit that monthly and get above that guy. So I think that's some of the things I was looking at. I was actually really just bullish because of this weekly, and we're above the daily, and we broke the daily trend. And now we're kind of breaking out of this little zone right here as well. It's another thing that I was thinking looks pretty good. Right here, we had this zone. It looks like we're kind of breaking out. It still looks like we're having a little bit of trouble at that area that I was talking about. But like, if you look at it, let's delete everything and kind of look at it like, let's draw this horizontal box, something like this. If we had this little zone right here. This was kind of like the bottom. This was the top on the bodies anyways. I mean, you could argue we could do it with the wicks too. Something like that. If we look at it like that, how we were kind of trading in this area, kind of bouncing like this. We actually broke below it, but I don't know. I'd actually set up these boxes more something like this, because with the bodies. Anyways, we're breaking out of this little zone right here, in my opinion. And I think the next kind of resistance level that I'm looking at is this one right here. If we did another box at the top, something like our big resistance that we're looking at, or that I'm looking at, is something like this. So I would be kind of targeting this level next, as long as we're trending to the upside. Let's go ahead and bring out that brush. All right, so as long as we're trending up, something like that, then I'm looking at something like this at around, what is it, like I said, 51.9k. I guess we could do some trend lines. We have support right here, support right here. We have this trend line. We're kind of far away from this right now. So if we came back and retested it, we'd get a nice little percentage drop. And that's what I was kind of looking for in that retracement that I was talking about right here. I was kind of looking to at least retrace a little bit and come back and try to, I don't know, kind of come back into this area. But it looks like we're just kind of taking off. So the other thing I'm kind of looking at is possibly something like, I don't know, this trend line doesn't look perfect. Like I said, we broke it right there. I was also kind of looking at this on the 4-hour time frame, how we had something maybe like this. We have support going like this, support, support, support. So maybe we could be watching this trend line. These trend lines aren't always perfect, like we just kind of saw, but let's see. It's kind of one thing that we could kind of look for a bounce. There's a lot of good things that are happening right now, in my opinion. Let's also take a look at the volume. We have some nice green volume candles coming in. This is the 4-hour time frame. We just on this last little candle right here, we didn't push up too much, but we did have some nice little green candles. If we go to the daily time frame, we're getting some nice green candles the past couple days. Today's candle looks pretty good. I don't know, it looks pretty good on mostly everything except for that monthly time frame. This 9 moving average on the monthly, that's pretty much the only thing that I'm seeing that I don't really like right now. I mean, that's like really the only thing I don't really like right now. It does look also the way we're getting kind of resistance at this top level, how we're still kind of hanging out in here and we're not kind of just breaking out. But let's kind of see what happens. I still think now that we broke that Fibonacci box, in my opinion, I think we're coming up to this level. Let me know what you guys think. Check out my Discord and we can have a chat about it on there. If you're new to the channel, check out this video right here. It's a video about buying and selling, and it kind of goes through some of the strategies I used in this video. Alright, if you liked the video, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.